and you walk by, I hit you with sexy eyes. You look through me as if I wasn't right. Oh no, you didn't just walk on through. It's time.
Well, good morning. Yeah, my body shut down last night, and I slept in to almost 9 o'clock instead of getting up at 6:37 like I have been. And welcome to build day 25 of the Haunted Tents. We have today and tomorrow to get everything wrapped up. And like I said, I'm just getting out here. Got the truck moved, fixed the big kitty, walking through the haunt, looking at this mess. And yes, I'm over here checking the pond. Water level appears to be the same as it was yesterday or last night when I closed. So we are good to go to plug the fountains in and get the dye in the water, which is what I've been looking forward to doing. Now, in here, other than turning the fountains on and doing the work on them and getting the dye in the waters, I need to get my paint sprayer out here, and I need to spray the fence posts and the wood trim going around so it's all black. I need to get 2 more posts in down here to anchor this on the ends. And let's see. Corn stalks. I'm going to bring some corn stalks in and just kind of lean them up against this wall here to kind of hide this mess. The PIR sensor, I still need to get into place as well. I'll be doing that tomorrow, not today. Either that or I'll be doing it Saturday during the day while we're open. So we got that, that type of stuff to do. For right now, the main project is getting the fountains turned on and making sure they work and they're aimed right. Then I can put the dye in the water. Trying to think, there was something else I needed to do in here too, and I can't remember it. But putting the 2 fence posts in, doing the painting, getting the corn stalks in are the first major project, and it won't take too terribly long to do that. I should probably, after I get the painting done, get the water blasters hooked up and at least test those out. And I'm sure you guys are kind of interested in what those water blasters are going to do anyway. So you might get a sneak peek of those later today running. Tonight I am going to hook up zone 2 power and everything, so we'll have all the lights in here working and everything with the dye in the water, so you'll get a good look at what this room looks like, fully set up. So we'll be doing that a bit later too. So for right now though, I am going to turn this camera off, get my ladder, and I forgot to grab it. It's clear back here in the cesspool room or in the witch's display. And we are going to go turn some fountains on. So talk with you in a little bit. As you can hear, we got the sounds of running water. Been working most of the morning barefoot in these ponds, and my feet feel like ice blocks. But we got the ponds adjusted. So there's the normal one that we have. And I just got done adding the dye. I added the dye over here in this corner, which is the furthest away from the pond, or from the pumps. And I'm going to let the pumps circulate the dye. And as you can tell, the dye has turned the water kind of a mucky brown color at the moment. It's about right there. And then you get over here, and it's kind of clear. It hasn't circulated over here, but it's starting to darken up over here. Okay, and you can see the coloring on the Skelly's feet. But it's working on it. By the end of the day, the pond will be nice and mixed, and I'm not overly worried about it. Now over here, on the other hand, I added the water, or the dye over here, and I probably shouldn't have, because it's staying concentrated right there, though it is starting to make its way back into where the pumps are and getting into the rest of the pond. And we had a lot of fun with that fountain. Don't know if the streams are coming up. Some of the holes squirt better than others, so, but it's a nice steady stream coming down right in front of that ghost. And I figure once the dye gets in there and we get the black lights on, it ought to look pretty interesting, having fluorescent water dripping down in front of that ghost. So, anyway, we've gotten that far today. You know, got the pump up and running. Took a couple hours. Well, about a good hour at least, in and out of the water. Problem is the water was so cold, I could only stay in it for so long. And my poor little feet are just now starting to get their feeling back. But anyway, we'll turn the black lights on tonight and see how these ponds glow. I bought 2 bottles of the dye, and I used one. I put half into this pool and half into this pool. And we'll see how they glow. I might add a little bit more dye to it out of the second bottle, but I want to see how they react first to you know, what I got in there. And when I hook up the power tonight, those water blasters down there are going to be working too. So will be real interesting. But for right now, I'm going to let this stuff sit here and mix, and I have a feeling this pond is going to take a while, and because it's way bigger than that one. And then we'll keep an eye on it throughout the day. But you can see, I don't know if you can see the dye moving around in the water. You can tell there's a current in here. I think once the main part of the dye gets into the pump and starts going up in that pipe, you'll start mixing a lot better. So, if not, I can get a stirring stick out and stir it up. A broom works good for that. Anyway, back to work. I gotta cut a couple more stakes for the other ends. I'm gonna attach these, get these fences finished off, and then I got my compressor out here and get the paint done on it, and then I'll be done with this room except for pretty much that mess down there, and that will be tomorrow's job. But I get the stakes in, get the painting done, and then I can move on to putting the strobes up in the cornhole and making it over into the photo gallery area and get that done. I'd like to at least get the lights up, mounted up through everything, so I can get this mess in here put away and out of here, and we can get cleaned up in here. So, okay guys, back in the sewer room. Our set dresser is trying to stay off camera, but we can see her right through the curtains over there. Go on in, hon. You're going to be on her. Don't make me come out there. But our set dresser is getting ready to put some creepy cloth up on the fences and stuff. So I want to show you with the water blasters. And we'll get this to fire again here. And this is hooked up to Scuba's board. Yeah, wait for the light to go out on the, okay, now try it. Okay, fogger should be going off now, and it's not because it's not plugged in. There we go. We got 2 different sounds, 2 different streams. Now this, the reason why is they're both got 90 pounds worth of air going to them. The difference is this one's a little deeper than that one. That one's just below the water's surface. So it's not making as much noise. This one here is probably about an inch below the water surface, and it's making a squealing noise and it's throwing up more water. The deeper you have these, the more they make a noise. Sorry, moving around trying to activate the sensor. And right now it's shooting up to about here. So about 6 feet up, which is just about perfect.
Now we can tune that. Probably not get it on the light.
And that one is it's not a steady stream going up, but that's pretty much perfect. You know, if I wanted a better effect, I'd figure out how to put them in there deeper. And I think next year what might be a good idea is get a couple of old wine barrels, line them with plastic, and put them in that. You know, and then fill it up and just have a pump that refills it all the time.
You gotta have the barrel though ready.
Yeah.
And if you line them with plastic and just throw it, set them off into the corner.
Yeah.
They're part of the set.
Yeah. But I'd have to have a pump to pump water into them, because those things would drain them after a while.
Good.
So, anyway, that's something I might try next year. And I tell you, those things go off, they make you jump. Boy, do they make you jump.
They also get you wet.
Yeah, you'll get a little wet with them. But we'll take a better look at those tonight when we get all the power hooked up. Oh, I'm going to step out of here so the set dresser can do her thing.
I might need to marry.
Okay. One thing I need to cover is when I went down and bought my air hoses, I bought a 100-foot length, which was, hold on here, walkie camera angle, which was brown tubing. It was a 100-foot length. They had a 50-foot length in black. I should have just bought 2 of the 100-foot lengths and left this black stuff alone. I use a 100-foot length to run from my shop up to a T, which is right here, and I use the black stuff. I divided it in half, went one to one water blaster and the other half to the other water blaster. And I ran into a problem. You know, up here, oftentimes with irrigation stuff or electrical stuff, they'll have the different lengths color-coded. You know, so if you're digging something up, you can tell how long of a line it is or what have you. And I didn't think about it. Didn't look at the package. All I saw was 50-foot and 100-foot, and that's what I went by. The 50-foot I bought up is a soaker line. So about every foot and a half, it has a little hole in the line. When I plugged it in and sent air through it, guess what all those little holes did? They leaked. So I ended up having to go back down to Home Depot, buy another roll of the brown stuff, a 100-foot roll, and we had fun coming in here and rerunning the lines from that T up there to each of the solenoids. And then I had to go waiting again because we went from the solenoids back down to the water blasters to get them working right. But now they're working as intended, so, which is what we want. So, anyway, I'm having fun with the water blasters. But I think next year I am going to put them in a barrel so they go deeper. Or so they're deeper, yeah. But anyway, there you go. There's a midday update. Set dresser's doing her thing, and it's looking better. We'll get a better look tonight. This set is officially done, minus the PIR sensor. The PIR sensor needs to be placed yet. That's tomorrow's duty. Hey guys, it's after 9 o'clock. Out here putting around, took my dinner, came back out, started putting around some more. And I just realized I hadn't shot anything for a bit. So, into the witch's display. Witchy poo. She's being anti-social tonight. But I was going to show you the blacklight room. I think I need to add a little bit more water. Don't know if the fluorescent water's showing or not. Really can't see the fountains on video. And things are going pretty good in here. I think people will like this room. But we got the ponds in, and they're glowing. But there's that. Now I've also been working on the cornhole. And we put some red, green, and blue strobe lights in. Kind of gives it a weird feeling. And I've been working over here in the photo gallery hall. I've got everything that needs electricity hooked up to electricity. And I'm in the process now of taking all my spots and getting my spots into place. Got a work light here, and I got bucket mouth who's usually going off. Come on. There we go. He usually goes off at the drop of a hat. But we're getting things. Getting there. Now I'm going to get all the LEDs mounted tonight. And the curtain rod I just hung is not level. Oh well, the wife will nail me on it tomorrow. Oh well. But I'm going to get all the LEDs mounted tonight. I don't know if I'll get them wired tonight. Probably not. I'll do that first thing in the morning, and it won't take long. Now we're going backwards through the cornhole. And I know this guy isn't showing. We have a cheapy animated Dracula here in the corner. His robe's fluorescent from the blacklight room, but nice thing is too that we're finding is I've got a fogger in here. In fact, you might be able to see it coming up there. This room fills up, it spills over into the cornhole and into the witch's display a little bit, which is kind of neat. But anyway, there's your night shot of the cesspool room. Hopefully it comes through on the video and you can see a little bit of it. I'll give you a walk through the haunt tomorrow after we get done with everything. Tomorrow is the 26th day for setup, and it will be our last day for setup because we open on the 27th day, Saturday. So anyway, I'm going to put this down, get back to work. End of the day wrap up. End of a very long day. It's about 11:30, almost midnight out here. I've just been kind of putting around, running on adrenaline. Adrenaline's left me and I'm starting to fall asleep. So I figured it's time to call it quits before I get myself hurt. Didn't do too bad today. We have the cesspool room is totally finished. The wife even got out there and did her thing, so it is 100% done. I may need to touch off the ponds a little bit. You know, I had just a hair more water to them. Messing with the ponds and all the waiting I had to do, things sloshed and the levels went down a little bit. I can do that tomorrow, no problem. We got the lights up in the cornhole, all wired up, ready to go. We got the last of the electrical, zone 3, is all wired up and finished in the end. And it's just photo hall, part of the witch, part of the cesspool room, and a little bit out in the graveyard. Let's see, we got the LEDs hung in the photo hall. Still needs to be wired. And I have one last scuba boo board in the photo hall to do, and it's one of the ones I made. I'm expecting it to fail. And then I spent some time with black plastic getting all the curtains hung, except for the ones in the photo hall, which I won't do until after the LEDs are wired, so that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's docket, nothing major. Tomorrow's the last build day. I've got to get the LEDs, like I was saying, over in the photo hall wired up. I got the curtains to do. We got the photo op to do. Massive cleaning throughout the whole haunt. There's some little maintenance type things here and there. You know, a couple screws that need to be tightened or loosened or what have you. You know, so that's pretty much what tomorrow's going to consist of. A little fine tuning. We're going to do a full light show tomorrow night. Everything will get turned on except for the battery stuff. Oh, and I gotta get batteries in the battery stuff. Fresh batteries. Batteries are in there, are left over from last year. Let's see. A couple of fences need to be secured. I got the PIR sensors for the working Scuba Boo boards. I've got to get into position and set up. The Scuba Boo board in the torture chamber needs to be programmed. I gotta get the sound chips for those boards into their proper ones. I gotta get the stereo out here and hooked up. You know, just a lot of little mishkabibble stuff. My wife's got the same thing with her set dressing. She's got a few pumpkins here, a few pumpkins there that she needs to do, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But we should be able to get most, probably 80% of it done tomorrow. Whatever doesn't get done, we open Saturday, we're open during the day. I'm not expecting it to be overly busy, so I can kind of put around the haunt, you know, doing batteries or what have you, while we're open, greeting people and stuff. So not too bad. All the major stuff though is for the most part finished, other than 2 curtains and the LEDs in the photo hall, and that'll all get done tomorrow. Oh, I gotta get the donation pumpkin carved and ready to go, get it in its place. I've also got to drag out my fire line that we call the fire line. It's a series of poles that we string rope through, kind of like a cattle gate you see at Disneyland, but made out of wood and rope. We use that at the entrance, especially in the evenings, in case it gets, busy and stuff. Keeps people off the streets and onto the side. Keeps the police happy that way. So, like I said, it's a lot of little stuff that still needs to be done. And we'll get it done. But anyway, I'm going to call it quits, get inside. It's going to be an extremely late night for me because I still got to get this edited and uploaded. So, stay spooky out there, people.